Hello, this video is to do level 3 of completing the square graphing form. I consider this level 3 because in this case, the a value is not already a perfect square, so you're going to have to adjust this equation to start. So one thing you could multiply everything by is 2, and by multiplying everything by 2, I can create 4x, which is a perfect square. Multiply everything by 8 and make 16. I could divide by 2 and make it 1. There's lots of different ways you could do this, but again, the main goal is to make this a value a perfect square. So I'm going to actually demonstrate two different ways to do this equation. The first thing I want to do is by multiplying everything here by 2. So if I multiply the whole equation by 2, I would change it to this. And now because these have to be equivalent, I would put a 1/2 in front of this bracket. So now 1/2 of 4x squared plus 24x plus 62 is the same thing as what I started with of 2x squared plus 12x plus 31. Again, another way I could have done it is just divide everything by 2. And if I do that, I would end up with x squared plus 6x plus 15.5. And then I would have to put a 2 in front of it to make this equivalent to what I started with. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this one. I'm going to complete the square. So remember, I just look at the first two terms. I ignore the c value for right now. And I need to fill in these three blanks to start with. So what times itself equals 4x squared would have to be 2x. And now remember, when we multiply these together and double it, I have to get 24. So half of 24 is 12. So if I put a 6 here, 6 times 2x is 12x, doubled is 24x. So just to multiply this perfect square trinomial out now, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. This times this is 12x, doubled is 24x, and 6 times 6 is 36. So in doing so, I created these first two pieces. But right now I'm at 36 and I need to be at 62. So then if I add another 26, I'll be at 62. Now one more thing you have to do with level 3 is I need to redistribute that 1/2 that I adjusted my original equation with. So then I would do 1/2. Now, order of operations, you have to do powers before you multiply. You would just leave the 1/2 in front, and you're not going to change anything in this parentheses, but you are going to take half of 26, which is 13. So remember, graphing form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So level 3 has this a value, and that's where you have to adjust it, because if this is not a perfect square, you have to make it into one. And then when you're done completing the square for what's in the bracket, you must redistribute this. And again, you do not change inside the parentheses because you have to do powers before you multiply, but you can take half of that k value. So now that I'm done with completing the square, this is the official form for this original equation. To find the vertex, it's again what makes the inside of this parentheses equal to 0, which in this case would be -3, and then it's my k value of 13. So this other example is, again, instead of multiplying everything by 2, I divide everything by 2, and again, I made a perfect square. So again, if I do this one, this would have to be x, because x times x is x squared plus 3. And again, if I multiply this out, I would have x squared, 3 times x is 3x, doubled is 6x, and 3 times 3 is 9. And you can see that I created these two pieces here. To go from 9 to 15.5, I would have to add 6.5. And now I have to redistribute that 2. So now this is going to become 2 times x plus 3 squared, and then 2 times 6.5 is 13. And again, here's my completing the square graphing form. If I want to find the vertex for this, it's what makes this parentheses equal to 0 and my k value. And you can see how I get the exact same answer for my vertex for both of these, because it doesn't matter if I multiply or divide by 2, as long as I distribute everything correctly, I should get the same answer. So again, this is one technique by making the a value a perfect square. I do have one more to share with you here. using this level 3. Here's this equation. Now again, I'm trying to make this into a perfect square. So you either can multiply by 5 and make it 25, divide by 5 and make it 1. Many ways you can do it. For ease, since if I look at all the numbers or coefficients or everything, the A, B, and C values of this quadratic equation, clearly they're all divisible by 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if I divide everything by 5, that means I have to put a 5 in front. So now these are equivalent to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and complete the square for what's inside here. So obviously x times x is x squared. This would have to be a plus 3. So if I multiply this out, I'd have x squared plus 6x plus 9. And I definitely have created these first two pieces. Again, I'm at plus 9. I have to get to negative 8. So I'd have to subtract 17. My last step is to go ahead and take this and distribute that 5. So I would have 5 times x plus 3 squared, and then 5 times 17 is 85. Now remember, I don't distribute the 5 in here because you do powers before you multiply. So this is truly the graphing form of y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. If I want to find my vertex now, it's what makes this equal to 0, which is negative 3, then my k value, which is negative 85.